Welcome to our Sunday Sew Live. My name is Genevieve and I am with the Thunderbird Handcrafted. And this morning we are doing a little out of the ordinary, but I think it is something probably all of us need to make the time to do, and that is a catch-up sew. And what that means is I am catching up on some of the unfinished projects that I have in my sewing room. And so this morning we're going to make a strap for my Rosie that I made. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many months ago I made this Rosie. But I love it. It's so beautiful. It's like one of my favorite bags I've ever made, yet I didn't finish the strap. And it was really because when I made the bag, I didn't have all the hardware for the strap. I'm sure you all can relate to this. But this Rosie just turned out so beautiful. The fabrics that I use for this is some of our rainbow floral print in our purple. This is available when we have our pre-orders. We do have some of the rainbow florals that we keep in stock, but this is in the basket weave. That's what is used on the exterior of this. Then I used some of my hand-dyed fabric. This was some cotton poplin that is for the accent here. And then this is Prism Shift from Fabric Therapy that I used for the exterior. On the inside, I did use the rainbow floral basket weave as a liner, and I feel like it made a really beautiful, like really nice structured bag. So I made this Rosie, like I said, months ago, and I'm sure many of you can relate that then if you don't have all the hardware, that strap goes and sits and waits to be done. So that's what we're doing today. We are going to make the strap for this Rosie, and then we are going to finish a bag that I've been working on since July, which is a Sally Tomato bag. We're going to get the strap done first. So come in, say hello, make sure you like, you subscribe. I will make sure that anything that I use is in the details of this video once we're finished. But as you all know, life gets busy and our UFOs sit in our sewing rooms and don't get finished. But come in and say hello. Let's have a chat. I'm going to share with you the webbing that I'm using. So this webbing is from Emporium Threads. I thought she always has such unique webbing. I highly recommend going over and checking out Emporium Threads. And so this is the webbing that we're using. I cut 56 inches. Since the Rosie is like one of these, you know, what do we call these? Bum bags, side bags. I don't know what we're calling them anymore. Originally, you know, these are kind of more like a backpack style, right? But sling bag, I guess we're calling it. And so I wanted a strap that was going to look really pretty up against whatever I was wearing. So this from Emporium Thread, she had this. I don't know if she still has it. She had this in a bunch of different colorways. So I do think that this is really unique and makes a statement. I also, because at this point I was trying to convince myself that edge painting was something that I really wanted to do. I did edge paint my little accent piece. I have edge paints. If you want to learn how to edge paint, I highly recommend following Mojo Sews and Lindsay over at Lynn's Handmade. Even I think Amber from the Crafty Reporter, she has an edge painting video. I think I have to upgrade some of my tools for edge painting if I want to get better at it, and obviously practice makes better. But yeah, this is where I'm at with the edge painting. If you are here and you can type in the chat, please say hello in the chat for me, just so I know that it's working and that I have done everything correctly this morning, because we all know that Jenna is not the best technology force in the world. All right, so I have my little accent piece. Then for hardware, I just have my slider and also a lobster claw clasp, because what's cool about this bag is that it has two different places, so you could really wear it, you know, either direction. and so forth. Good morning, Diane. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. And so we are going to make this strap. If you're working on, good morning, Gail. If you're working on an unfinished project, I'd love to know that you're working on an unfinished project like I am. It seems like time just flies, you guys. I mean, I made this, I think in the dead of winter last year. It's probably close to a year since I made this Rosie. So, and I did really enjoy, that's the one thing. So if you're not sure, this pattern is by Knotted Thread Co. If you haven't seen the Rosie, Shannon's patterns are always written so well and teach you new techniques, which I really enjoy about Shannon's patterns. So Knotted Thread Co. is where you find the Rosie pattern. It was definitely one of those bags where like, I want to make more of these. And you know, and my fan is going, you guys, so I'm trying to burn the edges of this webbing without starting a forest fire here in my sewing room. All right, so I have 56 inches is what I cut, and I have to remember now how to weave this through and make this because it's a strap that does not come off either, so that's also something that you have to kind of wrap your head around. How are you doing it? So I do believe we got to put our adjuster on. Here, I'll tilt you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. So I am not going to do anything fancy here. I'm just going to fold it over about 1 inch. And we're going to clip that for now just so that I can make sure that I'm doing this right. So I'm just going to clip it on both sides for now. Yeah, I just have so many. Well, these are the two biggest projects that I'm working on today that are basically, they just didn't get done. All right, so let's see here. So we have the bag like so. I want to make sure that we're going the right direction, right? And then we have this come down through like this. Now, is that correct? I don't think this is right, you guys. I'm gonna have to play with it. No, because if I can't come up that direction and out. All right, so I think what has to happen here is it has to go this way, like this. All right. I'm gonna rivet, I'm gonna sew this, like this part of the strap, and obviously the fancy part of the strap I'm going to sew, but I am gonna add rivets to this. Most of the hardware, I'm pretty sure all of this hardware, except for my rectangle rings that are on the bottom of this bag, are from More Me Know. I really appreciate Lauren's focus on keeping hardware cost down. I would say for someone who is sewing to sell bags, I would maybe look to see about like buying in bulk someplace. Just because hardware, I think that's the thing that probably prevents a lot of people from making a profit on their bags, is that hardware can become very pricey. All right, and then we're just gonna, it'll go in like that. We'll sew that, and then that can clip. Okay, so now I know how it's gonna work. Now we need to take it apart and sew that. The thread that I'm using, that I used on this bag, is a Saya Swag thread. Okay, I'm gonna set the bag over here. And I'm using my new light. If you guys didn't know, Stella 2 Lighting reached out to me. So here you can, I'll turn so you guys can see it. This is the new light. They must have heard me comment about my Nana eyes all the time. I don't know, but they reached out to me and were like, hey, would you like us to send you a light and test it out. If you like it, we'll give you one to give away on your Instagram. So this is the first time actually using it for sewing. It is a little dreary, rainy day here in Pennsylvania, so I appreciate the extra light. So we'll see. So far, I kind of, it has like a touch thing here. Like you don't have to do a whole lot to turn it on. So that's nice. The thread that I'm using for my Sailrite fabricator is Saya Swag Mavalicious. So I feel like this is such a good, it's almost like a neutral purple, which I really like. So I'm just going to do like a, I think probably, it's always so hard when you have hardware, right? Because you're going to have to turn. I think I'm going to just stitch across the bottom if I don't want to have to turn. And I'm just going to back stitch at the beginning and the end, and then we'll go and rivet this. And hopefully all of my tensions and everything are decent. I do think I might need to play with my my timing. I feel like my timing is a little off. You know, I haven't really done anything with it in quite some time. And I've noticed recently that sometimes, here I'll show you. This is how you can kind of know if your timing on your bobbin is off. And it would make sense. I haven't really done anything to tighten my timing in a long time. So I don't know. Let me turn this light here. I don't know if you can see that this one stitch is looped. And that to me says timing is off. So instead of sitting here and playing with my timing today, I'm just gonna stitch it across one more time and see if it does it again. Yep, it is. So that tells me the timing is off. So here we go. You're gonna get a timing lesson. And so am I. Because I really think it's been off for a little bit and I need to play with it. So I'm just gonna burn those stitches down. I'm riveting this as well, so I'm not overly concerned about the strap. But if we're gonna sew that other Sally Tomato bag, we need to work on the timing. Which also means we need to look up which way is tight and which way. So on your bobbin, this little screw, that adjusts your bobbin timing, and I'm pretty sure that's what is going on with my machine lately. So we need our little book. And the one thing about Sailrite is pretty much everything is very basic. It looks like a lot, but it's pretty basic. As far as learning. All right, let's see here. And don't mind my sniffles. Seasonal allergies, you know? Okay. So, F is the tension adjustment screw. We know what it is. We need to know which directions to turn it. Thread tension. That's the top. If you have problems getting proper tension, you may be using the wrong thread or needle. Nope, I'm not doing that. advanced thread tension adjustment 2026. Here we are. Okay. All right, it needs a 2-ounce drag. Well, I know that there's actually are like little, there are little like devices you can buy that you can set your bobbin in and it figures it out for you. But okay, and you make sure you're holding it the right direction so you can see where you need to go. And knots pull to the top. So that's what's going on, is it's pulling to the top. Decrease upper tension, increase bobbin tension. So that's what I need to do, is increase it. So I need to turn it just slightly. Let's see if that does anything. I think it's been out for quite a while, actually. Like beginning to. Let's see how that does. I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap and we'll make sure that this is right. That feels a little bit better because, you know, your bobbin shouldn't, the thread shouldn't just come out like, it should come out on its own. It should be easy, but it shouldn't be so easy. Mine has been really, really easy to, let me just take a piece of this Theratex and we'll, because that's a good weight material to play with. All right, let me turn it down here so you guys can see. All right, we're gonna see how this looks. And that looks pretty good. It looks like it's all it needed. Let me try a smaller stitch length. Yeah, you can't see any of the knots on that side or this side. That's all I needed. Well, there we go. So the best thing to do, no matter what machine you have, is if you are noticing something isn't right with your tension, you always want to try your upper tension first. And the only reason I didn't do that right away is because I've been messing with it for a while now and being like something isn't right. So that's why I knew it was most likely my bobbin tension, because I could kind of feel in my bobbin that it was loose. And so always grab your book. Makes sense to just take the time to work on it, right? Okay, so now we have that. We're gonna go and we're going, good morning, Mary Lou. We're gonna go over to my cutting table. And I'm sorry if it gets a little darker over that direction. And we're gonna put the rivets in this part of our, I'm just gonna put one rivet right through just to help hold this. And like I said, this has been an ongoing, it's been sitting in my bin of made bags for months, and it just needs the straps. I was going to work on a new bag with you guys, but my son came home this weekend. It was the alumni weekend for his high school marching band. So he really wanted to come home and play in the band. To find my, oh, I don't know where it is. Where was the last place I was working? Over here. See my ruler. And so he's home this weekend from college, so I don't want to be too long on a live. I want to be able to spend time with him. He's not awake yet though, so we're good. Like I said, I'm just going to put one here just to help hold it. And we'll probably put two in the one on the bottom. We'll see how it looks. So I thought, well, instead of starting a new bag, we'll finish some projects that I have sitting here, because I'm very sure everyone can relate to that. And it gets two things out of my brain. Anybody else feel that way? Like sometimes, even though, listen, I don't necessarily think about it, it's probably in the back of my brain along with all the other hundreds of millions of things that I need to do. And so if I feel like I've been really working hard, well, all of us have, on trying and getting everything ready for Sewcation, because I'll be vending for the first time at So Bestie's Sewcation Orlando in October with all of our fabrics. And so I kind of have been like, there's so much in my brain, you need to like get rid of some of it. So this will hopefully, getting some of these projects done that really are just sitting around here, hopefully that'll relieve my brain of some of the tension. All right, so now that we have our tension here fixed, we're fixing tension all over the place. Good morning, Vonda. So now we're gonna so I'm putting this on this rosy. Look, I even freehand stitched this. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I kind of just found one of the buds on the rainbow floral fabric, and like freehanded that. So it is a really cool bag, and I should have finished it, but again, didn't have all the hardware. All right, so we're taking this up this direction, down this direction, and now like so. All right, and now we have our piece of vinyl, and we're going to stitch around here and then put our rivets. Maybe I will just do one rivet, I don't know. We'll see when we're done here. But I'm gonna point you guys down again. And so trying to get this stuff out of my brain, because we are starting to plan. Oh, where did I go with that? Did I throw that? I had a screwdriver that I used, and I don't remember where I set it now. I don't see it here anywhere. Did I throw it in there? Not sure. Oh, here it is. It's black. I can't see it because it's right up against the machine. So I'm also working on, and I would love you guys' ideas, so feel free to pop them in the chat. In November, so this year was the first full year that we did print pre-orders of our fabric. All right, which is crazy that it's almost a full year, but it's exciting too. Like, I never would have thought this is where we would be. You know, I added the print fabric last November. We did a pre-order, and it was really, you know, because I had found a vendor that I could feel really good about it all being organic cotton milled here in the US. Like, I was like, well, we'll see if people care about that, if they like that. And the pre-order went so well, and so then we started doing them. And because we can, you know, we have fast turnover times, we've been doing them now for a year. And so next, we've been trying to think, like, how do we keep things, because we do have the quick turnover time. You know, how do we keep things fresh, right? And so that means, like, we do want to, you know, have like seasonal pre-orders. So our plan is in November, so November 14th, we're going to do a last chance pre-order, where all of the designs that we've had for the past year, they're up for grabs. And basically, like, DJ and I were talking about this yesterday. Our thought is, if you want those designs to stay, at the end, we're going to tally the designs that were the most popular for the year. And it is more than likely that those designs will be the designs that stay for another year. So, but then you also have to think, like, okay, what are going to be the new designs? And so it's just added a whole lot more to my plate. And so I've been kind of thinking of some different themes for next year. But I'd love to know, like, is there anything you guys want to see? Like, anything that you haven't seen? And I also, I guess, keep in mind, is there anything you'd like to see that you feel like kind of goes with our kind of, I don't know, design theme? I try to find bookish or things that will go well with my dyed fabric. But even, like, just themes, I can go and find, like, the aesthetic that I'm looking for. But if there's, like, a specific theme you've been, like, wishing someone would do, I'd love to hear it, because I feel like my brain it has so many things going on that I'm out of ideas. My son is getting married next Saturday, and I'm distressing with you. Oh, Mary Lou, congratulations to your son. Congratulations to you. You're having a daughter. So this is what I'll tell you. My mother-in-law, I know that sometimes I would think obviously my kids are not close to that yet. But I think probably the most nervous thing about your kids getting married is, like, is that person gonna fit into your family? Like, is it going to be a cohesive, right, environment? Everybody is going to blend well, right? And I'm sure you've known this young woman for a little while, right? My mother-in-law, DJ and I were married very young, okay? Not super young, but we were just right out of high school and college. And I only did 2 years of college. So I was 21 and he was 20. My mother-in-law was very young when she had it. She was 18 when she had DJ. So she's a young mother-in-law. And what I'll say about my mother-in-law is she truly has been so good at making us feel like she wants to be a part of our family, and understanding when something has to be only about, like, DJ and I and our unit, right? Like, I don't know, I have a really good relationship with my mother-in-law, and I feel like she set the tone for that, of, like, being there for me, even when it wasn't necessarily about her son. Like, does that make sense, Mary Lou? So I when people say, oh, my mother-in-law, you know, like they don't get along with their mother-in-law, my mother-in-law set the tone. And so she understood that even if there were things she didn't agree with me about, like when I was raising our kids or anything, like, she understood that her son made a choice. And so, but she always, like, cared for me like I was also her daughter. I'm gonna cry. And because, you know, it's funny because she was young, she was a young mom. She wasn't like the normal grandma. either. But now that our kids are older, like, our kids love hanging out with her. So, yeah, congratulations. And I'm so glad that you feel like this is a calming environment for you to come to, Mary Lou. Because I'm sure I will be the same way. You only hope that the person that your children find a partner in life with, that it'll be someone that you know, blends well with your family. Okay. I don't know. Do I want to just do one here? I think I might just do one, you guys. I might just do one. One is enough. Yeah, it's really interesting, like, this stage with my kids, because my daughter, she'll be 22 next year. And so a lot of her friends, you guys know, last weekend on Saturday, I went to one of my daughter's, well, she was one of my Girl Scouts, but she's one of my daughter's good friends. She got married last weekend. And then we found out at the wedding that one of my daughter's other really good friends is engaged. And one of her friends just had a baby from her class. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. All right, let's see. Let's see how this looks. I'll move you guys this way and I'll kind of go this direction so you can see. All right, so here it is. Here's my Rosie. She's a little squished because she's been in a bin for a couple months. Have to reshape her. Has anybody made the Rosie yet? So, yeah, I feel like it looks good. I like it. Very nice. Makes me happy. Okay. One thing off the list of to-dos. So this is my Rosie. I really do want to make another one of these. I have so many ideas for this bag. I feel like it is, Shannon from Knotted Thread Code does do a really good job of designing bags that you're like, I want to make a bunch of them. Like the Tuesday tote. But the Tuesday tote is easy. And easy in the opinion of someone who sews who doesn't have a lot of time. This bag took some time, so that's also why I haven't done more of them, but it's a really cool silhouette, and I feel like you really could do so many different ideas, and I really do love it with the dyed fabric and the rainbow floral. So there's that. That is complete. Let me read some comments here. I was closer to my mother-in-law than you were your own mother. Same. My mother-in-law is like my mom. Because my grandmother was really my mom until she passed. And I would say that was also where my mother-in-law and I got closer too, during that season. So, all right. Next unfinished project. So I have this bag that's a Sally Tomato bag. So that I was like, oh, I want to do a video tutorial for this bag. That was actually the goal, to do a video tutorial for it. And then I got into making this bag and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do a video tutorial for this bag. It's a really cool, like, idea. Here's the exterior. I definitely made mistakes. Mistakes were made. See, I wasn't going to rip it out. So, what's the name of this? The name of this bag is the Laura. And it's a lot of cutting, you guys, obviously. It's a lot of You have these squares. These here are pockets, but it's cool. It's really cool. And this was with the July Dynamic Fabric Kit, which we still have on the website. We have a few left. It's the foodie floral theme, and so it has burgers and fries, has these really cool tags that I designed. Honestly, just the tags make me in love with it. And then the dyed fabric for that month was really great colors, which made me shocked that we still have a few. So I'm just going to set this to the side because we're not working on that part yet. We're actually working on the lining. And what I need to do is I need to cut another bottom piece of the lining. So here's my interiors. Here's the pocket. Okay, and these are all the strap pieces. So I'm gonna set that over there. And I need to look and see how big is the base of this again. Do I have that portion? That's 5, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I need to see how big is the base lining piece because I need to recut that. And I need to find that fabric over here. So yeah, I've been thinking about like what are some of the different designs I want to do for 2025. I've designed a few of my own, and then I usually do go out and support a few other artists. So I kind of have a couple themes that I've been thinking about here. I'll tell you. So I'm gonna cut. There's a lot of turning happening here today, you guys. I definitely want to do some more neutrals. I feel like that's something. I know it doesn't sound jazzy and fun, but I do feel like there is a lack of neutrals, at least when I'm perusing. So I think I want to do some neutrals. We have a few new bases coming. We're actually gonna have we're gonna test one of the new bases at Socation. So as long as it goes well at Socation, I'd say we're gonna do it for the pre-order. There'll be a few. This base only works on a specific type of print. So we'll probably offer it in a few different prints for the last chance pre-order if it goes well at Socation. So what size are we doing here? 12.5 by 9.25. Do I have that here? No. This water resistant canvas that I have here, this is from Wonderground Fabrics. And I thought it went really well with the foodie stuff because it kind of reminds me of like ketchup. Alright, so 12.5 by 9.25. I have to clean up my sewing room too. I have like messes everywhere. I feel like the cottage core, like that trend is still going, or at least when I look at things, I see, you know, the cottage core is still on trend. I've thought about doing some more like cottage core themed things. Everybody always asks for like male, like more masculine things, but I don't necessarily see, at least like I do have an option. I do have an option that I have been working on, that are my own designs, but they're not, it's not necessarily, it's more a pattern than a print, you know, that it could be used for more masculine things. That's where I feel like neutrals can really be used more in masculine things. All right, we have our piece. Now we need to read the instructions, and we need to change our thread out because this does not work. Purple does not work. And I think I used Saya Swag, the cotton candy, for this. We have all of the dynamic fabric kits. I have all of those planned through July for next year. So those are pretty much planned. I don't have to really think about those. And we have thought about offering during the pre-orders any of the past 3 months, like the coordinating prints that go with the dynamic fabric kit. We have thought about offering those for pre-order if somebody wants them on a different base. So I do think we'll do that. What the heck? Did my thread get cut? Look at this. I don't know if that's the way it came. Guess we'll find out if we get to a place where it just isn't together. I mean, it might have been me. It might have rubbed up against something. So that's the other thing. We're, you know, we have all the fabric dyed from the summer, so I've been trying to iron that. I need to clone myself at this stage. We did have some exciting stuff happen this week, actually. My niece, so she's a year older than my daughter, and in high school she was part of a program that like helped you find a job before you graduated high school, and she deals with a little bit of anxiety, and so it was really when things change, right? Like that was what bothered her the most in school. And so she's in this program, and so they helped her find a job locally at a flower shop. And last Sunday night, the entire strip of the town where her flower shop is burnt down. So 5 buildings burned. And where she worked was one of them, and she's worked there since high school. It's so horrible. Like two apartment buildings, and then 3 businesses. And so the owner of the business is older. She's in her 60s, and so the chances of her maybe like restarting the business, I mean, it's gonna take years, right? Because it's just everything with insurances and all that. But I called her mom in the morning to make sure, that they were all okay. And her mom had said that, she was pretty worked up. And I said, well, I have stuff if she wants to come over, if she needs things to do, but don't, you know, there's no need to rush it, right? And by noon, my niece messaged me and was like, Aunt Jenna, I'm cleaning the house, and uh, I do you have anything for me to do? So that, you know, as much as that's a horrible thing, it's kind of a blessing to me, because I do need the help. So I told my niece that, you know, I can't give her the hours that she did have, but I can give her a little bit. So she's been helping me with, she's going to start ironing fabric and all of that for me. So that'll be nice to, and also, as you guys know, both my kids going off to school, it's also nice to like have the potential of like another young person in my house with me. So she was here 3 times this week, mostly to, I think she just needed out of her house, you know. All right, so now we're going to sew this bottom. It's a 5/8 seam allowance. And you're starting 5/8. Oh, that was another reason that this pattern was kind of making me dizzy, because 5/8 is one of those that doesn't seem to stick in my brain to save my life. So I'm just gonna mark it. Where'd I go with the pen now? Oh my gosh. There it is. We also this week got all of the pre-orders out to everyone, which was so nice. I need to remind myself that where we kind of messed up this last pre-order was I had 2 people message me asking for a different size of a design that I hadn't done for the pre-order. And it was, you know, I was getting that pre-order in right before I went on that trip with my son. And I should have known better. I should have just said no. There are good reasons to say no. And I think as women, we tend to want to people please. So, anyways, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to wipe my nose, you guys. I said, sure, I'll do that scale. Well, that scale, I think there were 6 people who then decided that they wanted that scale of that design. And when I sent it over to my printer, I didn't double check it. Like I double check when I can print it out and see that the scale is correct. And I didn't do it. And you know what? It wasn't correct. So, anyways, we had to reorder some of those prints. Well, we had to reorder those prints. And then I had the dyed t-shirts too. And so I wish I would have just said no. But also now in the future, I'm going to try to do that we have 2 scales. Because I do understand why having 2 scales is nice. It just adds so much for us with the pre-order, right? So anyways, we were waiting for those. So we got those so we could cut them and send them out yesterday. So now all pre-orders from the holiday pre-order are out. So that also is off my brain. Okay. Now what? Do we do it for the opposite side? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, so we got that done. We have so much packaging to do because we have so much inventory. So as you guys know, we were planning on doing, originally, the reason that we're doing Sewcation, and thanks so much to Amanda, who runs So Bestie. I was originally going to vend at So Magical, and we had ordered a lot of inventory that I thought would go well at So Magical. And then we all know what happened there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't know what happened there, I'm not going to inform. I'm just going to say that it didn't happen. And so yeah, so we had all that inventory for that. And then it's like, because now this is a different time of year, there were certain things that I was like, well, maybe I should get some additional inventory that is more for the time of year. So we have that. And we're not taking a ton of dyed inventory. We are taking some. Good morning, Anne. We are taking some. But it's just a lot to package, right? And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I'm so grateful. It's just learning the things that are going to make that easier, right? So earlier this week, like, I want to barcode everything. It will make things easier here at home too, like for inventory. So we're barcoding everything. Make sure I'm not catching anything. And just learning the technology to do that, right? Like how to sync it up with my website. And hurts my brain. Okay, now that we have this, now what? Okay, so now, and for those who are just joining in with me, I am working on the Laura by Sally Tomato. This is an unfinished project that I had from a couple months ago, from July, using the July Dynamic Fabric Kit. And I figured this morning, I am probably not the only one who has projects that need to be finished. So that's what we're doing this morning. We're finishing some unfinished projects. All right, so now let me check my seam allowance. Begin with 3/8. Okay. Begin with a 3/8 and end with the 5/8. a pretty nice size bag as well. Like I don't think I realized that it was as big as it is from the pictures. Tori, I love you. Don't forget to tap the like button. Everybody, this is my friend Tori. Tori the mom. My friend Tori, she is from Washington. She's amazing. She has a podcast that is amazing called Tori the Wondering Ma. Tori, I miss you and I love you. We really need to set a time to have an evening Zoom. But I love Tori. She's amazing. All right, so again, 3/8. So yeah, I've just been Tori will give me ideas. I'm looking for ideas for designs for next year, Tori. I will tell you, I already feel like, so I know I've seen this one a lot with other people, but I did last night, I had in my cart the tarot card, but not actual tarot cards, like for different themes. So like I found one that's like has like the crafter and the sewist, and like I think those are really kind of fun and cool. And I found one that is different than what I've seen anywhere else, and it's very like it'll go really well with my dyed fabric. So I think for sure, I feel like I think I'm going to do like a retro collection. I think that one would fall kind of in that lineup. So, did you ever do the hip pouch that attaches to the thigh? No, but I've found patterns for it, Tori. I know Tori wants me to make her one of those. Hi, Elizabeth. Good morning. All right, so now, from what I'm gathering, this is the next step here, and this is where I felt like something wasn't right with the measurements. I felt this way on the exterior of this bag too. And it could just be my measurements. It might not be their measurements. It might not be my measurements. It might, well, it might not be theirs. It might be mine. Elizabeth, I loved your Hogwarts bag, Rowena, with the zipper sides. Gorgeous. I have some of that DeBoss vinyl as well from, who is that from? Thumbs and Thimbles. I have some of it as well. All right, so now we're going to stitch along the sides here. And if you're just tuning in, we're just finishing some projects and having a chat about what designs would you like to see for 2025 in our print series, because on November 24th is our last chance pre-order, and for a lot of them, I am going to say if they aren't popular, like if they haven't been ordered, they will go away. So if there's prints that you really were like, oh, I want that one so bad, November will be the last time. If it's not ordered, it's not gonna stay, because there's too many things that I want to create myself, too many seamless designs that I've been working on, and I just can't have that many for my own brain on my website. It's making your Game of Thrones bag jealous. Oh, I mean, I wish I was a pattern designer, Tori. I know you like paying me to make bags. I wish I was a pattern designer, but I'm not, and I don't have the time to add that to my plate. But at least not yet. This is another one where it's a drop-in, like I did the other day with the basket. All right, so there's the interior of this puppy. Let's look at what we do next, because I'm pretty sure we have to make a strap. Excuse my sniffles, I'm so sorry. All right, we need to do our straps. Oh, I need my D-rings. Or is it O-rings? D-rings, O-rings. O-rings. All right. So here's my straps. And this vinyl that I have here, this is from Wonderground as well. This checkered, which is a very big trend as well. Okay. And I have 2 pieces here. And do I have enough of these? 4 of them? Yep. Right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, do I need 8? I think I need 8 of them. Let's hope I have more of those. And I need to piece these together. Paulo is so glad that my son is home. He's not even up here with me. He's down with my son. Book series that so here for my bookish people who are here. Book series, so I have designed and haven't released, and I've been thinking about which ones do I release next year. I have a Divergent series of fabrics. So I don't know if anybody still likes Divergent, but it is probably one of my favorite book series as well. I have a Narnia series that I designed. What else? Divergent, Narnia. I think there's another one that I didn't release. Oh, a Twilight. So I'm kind of like, do I release all of them next year? None of them? There we go. Alright, now what I'm going to do with this is I am going to top stitch on either side of this. My son is funny. He's like, what are you making for food, Mom? Can we have meatloaf? Yeah, so that's what we're having for dinner today. College food is definitely, this is a tip if you haven't had to take your kids on college tours yet. When you do the college tours, the colleges, they really go all out and make the parents believe that the food is going to be decent. It is not. It is not decent whatsoever. Okay. I just want to read this to make sure I know what's going on here. We're going to set it aside for a second and do all these little pieces. Okay. And then these are getting folded in. Okay. So we're going to do Good morning, Glenda. We are just working on a bunch of my unfinished projects because it's getting a few things off my brain so I can focus on other things. One of the things I think we are going to do, so it depends on how far we get this week, but how long do we have until Soccation? I think we have 3 weeks until Soccation, so I think probably the week before Soccation, or maybe a week and a half before Soccation, we're going to open up the shop and basically be like, last chance to get any of these things before we go, because the one thing about Soccation is you might be looking for it and then be like, oh, where did that go? Oh, it's not here anymore. Someone bought it. So we are going to do that. And then I think the day after Soccation, because we'll be driving home, we are going to open up the website. And Soccation starts on the 16th, 17th of October. I think we're also going to do the day that we come home, which I think is maybe the 20th, somewhere in there. We're going to do Shop the Booth, because there are, if there's any more of the exclusive things left over from the booth, that sort of thing. I want, like, people who can't attend to be able to still get a benefit out of it. Just have to watch my time, you guys. So it's 11:11. I'm not going to promise that this bag will be finished here. We're going to try, but I'm not going to promise it, because I promised my son that I would take him, that we would go grocery shopping so that he has other food than the cafeteria food. As much as I'm like, dude, you're paying for the cafeteria, I also understand you can only eat so many chicken patties before you're like, I'm done. And also for myself, if you guys have watched my stories, I've been trying to do like salads and like quick little things that I can do for myself for lunch. Just because I don't need to cook as much without having the kids here. And I am more of like a grazer. I don't know, what would you call it that I am like a full, like, let's sit down and have a big meal. My husband is the opposite. So, like, if I make something for him and I for lunch, for dinner, it is easier to just do, like, a salad or something. So, I was asking for salad recipes. If anybody has, like, a specific mix that they like. Because last week I did Cobb salads most of the week. And by Friday, I was like, oh, I'm kind of done with this. I need to mix it up. I should really make like 2 different types. Then I can mix it up throughout the week. All right. So we have those, and now we're gonna top stitch them. One of the big design trends for next year, I think we're gonna see a lot more of it. And not only in the fall, at least from what I've been looking at, is like jewel tones being a really big part of like all season long, not only in the fall. So that was also something that I've been trying to keep my eye out for, is because I do have some dyed fabric that are more in those tones for next year. I know a lot of people like jewel tones just in general, but at least from what I've been seeing with Fashion Week and stuff like that, is there are a lot more of those tone colors. Oh, what are you doing? Can you hear that, you guys? I should just stop. What are you doing? Here, Lady Jane. What are you stuck on? Oh, you're stuck on that. So up top here, I'm going to show you guys this, if this has ever happened to anybody else. Where is it? Okay. So here's where, oh, and here we have the end of that thread that I was showing you. This little eyelet here, I think I've used it so much that it has made like almost like it's worn itself into a little thing there. I don't know, but my thread gets stuck there, and then it pulls on it. Okay, well, I'm going to use the other one, I guess. Yeah, it's almost like it gets, like there's a notch that's been created in that one. I wonder if you can get new, like if you can get a new one of those. On Sailrite's website, I should look. It's just weird. It happened. Your seatbelt did that to your... Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I've never experienced that ever with a machine. So I'll use the other one. I guess, but I'm in the habit of using that one, so... But it did it the last time I was sewing, and I was like, this is annoying. Why is it doing this? I also, what's nice with my niece helping me is I have to get all my kits together for my classes that I'm teaching, because I'm teaching at So Bestie, at Sewcation. On Sunday, I am teaching my hanging project bag class. And I think we're going to be, I think we're actually using the Foodie Floral fabric. I'm pretty sure we're going to use that. And then I'm also at Salty Sews, I'm teaching indigo, and we're actually using fabric. So I have to get those kits put together too. I got all of the VIP stuff done this week, so I'm sending, Sewcation will have VIP stuff from us, so will Salty Sews, and so will Lindsay. I really wanted to go to Lindsay's, and the reason it didn't work out originally is because I was going to be at, doing, oh gosh, So Magical. And so that's originally why I didn't sign up for Lindsay's. And then by the time we knew what was going on with So Magical, Lindsay's was full. So I do hope to go to her one in the spring. It really will just depend on my daughter and how her schedule looks with, she's a senior this year, so depending on how, maybe I'll get tickets for me and my daughter. I don't know, we'll see. But I love Lindsay so much, and I wanted to send something, so there will be some gifts from us in the VIP bags for Lindsay's. So I got those done this week, so I have to mail those out tomorrow. This bag is really cute, and it's different how it's put together, but it's a lot of work. It's like a quilted bag, really, in my opinion. So there's a lot of steps. But I do really like Sally Tomato. I like their patterns. They always come out really, really nice. And they really, from day one, they've always been very supportive of me sharing on my channel as well. I hope I have enough of those O-rings. Okay, we can at least get that part done. What is everybody else working on? Are there any cool patterns anybody's working on? So next Sunday's live, I think we're going to do a dupe Dior book tote. I think next week's live, so Sunday So Live, is going to be a little longer than normal, and we're just going to do the whole thing together. I've seen some patterns out there, but none that really made me happy. We're going to try my first ever rolled handle, so it might be a disaster, so you might want to tune in. All right. Now, let me see if I have more of these O-rings. I swore I ordered enough. I don't think I did. Dang it. Should we just use... I wonder if I have enough of D rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do have enough of D rings. So we're just using D rings. We're going to save the O rings for another day. You're over here agonizing over what to sew. I hate that feeling, Elizabeth. And it's a real feeling. It does happen. I understand. I feel like when I'm agonizing over what to sew, it's because I've sewn, and I would say you've done this lately, at least from what I've seen. I've done a bunch of big projects. So it's good to find like a small project to kind of get your brain reset, you know? So I would recommend maybe a small sew, something that you can have a quick win with, you know? Because I think sometimes that's, for me, it's when I've done a bunch of more like bigger intense sews that I'm like, I don't know what I want to make. Like I'm not inspired. I'm not in an inspired mood, right? So I just need something that, either a pattern I love or something easy peasy. What sewing project am I doing? Not Tori, I know you're not doing a sewing project. But building a new chicken coop, that's cool. I'm not doing that. More power to you, Mama. Do I have enough of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is the 8th one of these? Do I need to cut another one? Do I even know where the rest of this vinyl is? All right, let's find the rest of this vinyl, you guys. Oh. Where are you? It's Harry Potter. There you are. There you be. And what size were these? I don't understand. How? Let me read this, you guys, because it's not making sense. It's saying that there are only O-ring connect. Oh, no. There are 8. Okay. Okay. I think that's why I didn't order enough of them. Because that would make sense why I looked at it one place and then 1 by 3. And I was doing 2. Shit. 2 by 3. I wanted to fold it in. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. Tori only sews out of necessity. Well, that is a good reason to know how to sew. You know, I was watching something the other day talking about the necessity to sew. So, like one of the reasons why sewing is no longer like a part of schools isn't only that it's, you know, not part of like a trend, right? But it's also part of like consumerism. You know, if you don't know how to mend your stuff, right? Like, why would you spend the time to learn how to do it? I thought that was a very interesting take that I hadn't, like, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah. All for the almighty buck. Working on some shirts for my grandkids and need to cut out an Elsa dress and get going on that. Oh, that's so fun. I loved making things for my kids. I still do. I feel like it's harder now. My daughter, though, this is actually going to be really fun. And Elizabeth, I have to get with you about this. So my daughter, she'll be graduating from college next year. And she wants to go and take the test to be emergency certified as a teacher. So in the summertime, then she could continue to pursue the stuff she wants to do with aerospace. And she was like, I feel like I need like teacher vibe clothing, like something that would be really cool. And one of the things when she was in high school, because she was bullied a lot about wanting to be an astronaut, is that her 9th grade pictures for the yearbook, she wore her flight suit that she had got at space camp. And all the teachers like loved it. Like, it was a really good way for her to kind of take control of the narrative and like say like, no, I do believe I'm going to work, you know, for NASA. And I'm going to wear my flight suit as my pictures. So she was like, Mom, could we make like different colored flight suits so that way, like, that's my uniform. Like every day I go to school and I have a different jumpsuit, a different flight suit. So that's the plan. I think over Christmas and maybe one, and my daughter wants to learn how to sew now. So maybe over the holidays when she's home here, that would be fun. Like her and I will do some lives together of her putting, like us working on some flight suits for her. All right, so now we have all of those. Now we need to attach them to the exterior. I'm just reading, you guys. Okay, so we need to position these where they're gonna go. So technically, these here were supposed to be different, like you're supposed to have like one is one color, one is like contrasting. I just made them all the same. So it doesn't matter which we do. But position 1/2 inch out from panel seams. So we're going, oh, I have a pen. Yeah, I think she's gonna have a good time. Oh, is Monkey in ROTC? Yeah, Isabel loved ROTC. Oh no. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I feel like our school, I don't know, how long has your school had ROTC? Our school has had JROTC for a long time. And so I feel like the making fun of it is kind of, there's a lot of kids in it too. So I think that also plays a role in it, you know? Yeah, 1/2 inch. So this one is a 1/2 inch and this one is 1 inch. Both my kids were on ROTC. And I do feel the difference. So ROTC has been at our school since I was a kid. You know, it's been there for a long time. And I do think the difference now with ROTC compared to when I was in high school is it's very focused on leadership, which I feel both my kids, even if they had no intention on joining the military, they really did get a lot of like leadership qualities from it. So I always tell everybody, like, if your kid isn't quite sure like what electives they want to take or whatever, ROTC is a great option because it at least gives them, they get, you know, introduced to a lot of different concepts and a lot of different things, but it's also very leadership driven. So both my kids enjoyed ROTC. Isabella, she mainly, like, she realized if she wants to work in aerospace, she would have to understand military lingo and understand the military is very integrated into aerospace in a lot of ways, even if she wasn't sure if she wanted to go the Air Force route. And then when, is that how far up I should be taking these? I don't know. I feel like it doesn't say. Yeah. Oh yeah, AA connector. Oh, no. It does say. And I did the first one wrong. We're gonna have to rip that one out. But Isabella decided she didn't want to go the Air Force route then, but it was still really good for her. She did a lot of, Isabella learned a lot of public speaking abilities in JRTC, which was good, because she was kind of shy about that. Oh, Mary Lou, a champion bag by Land of the Loft. I've heard of them. I haven't done any of their patterns yet. I'll have to check them out. That sounds really cool. Oh, that's great, Tori, that the program's getting bigger. That's really cool. I'm really glad for him. Yeah, no, I feel like it does have a lot of really good benefits. The most important thing, and I think that's where ours like has changed a little bit, is we had our colonel when my daughter was in, for the majority of the time Izzy was in. Our colonel, he was a Green Beret. And so he really focused a lot on leadership. I think it really just depends on who your instructors are, on how the program advertises to the bulk of the, of the student body. And then Dennis, when Izzy graduated, that colonel, he was moved because he had such a good record. He was moved to a school that needed him. So then we got a new colonel for Dennis. And that colonel, it takes a little bit for them to learn. He was a more combat focused. And so it took him a little while, I think, to learn like how to work with that age group of kids. But I would say it's getting to a good place now. Dennis had a good senior year. Okay, so we're gonna fix this one quick. That I didn't have the right seam allowance there. Yeah, Elizabeth, if you can find any of those jumpsuits for me. Izzy's like very excited about doing that. So I want to start getting fabric together, because she wants to use like some of my dyed fabric, and I think that'll be so cool as a teacher, like as a kid to have a teacher that's, every day. It's like Miss Fizzle. That's what I said to Izzy. I actually really, this Stella 2 light, I am noticing a difference already with how much I can see. Definitely needed more lighting here. I forget what I called this. Was it Orchid? I think this dyed here. This is a sailcloth, which is still one of my favorite dyed fabrics to work with. I'm pretty sure that I called it something Electric Orchid. I think that's what I called it, Electric Orchid. And it really is pretty. It's one of those pinks, though, that I think sometimes the camera pulls more orange. And I know, sometimes that's I don't know, I guess I just wonder why this kit didn't go. It went well, it's just we still have a decent amount of them. And usually at the end of each month, it could just be the month of July. But usually at the end of each month, we might have 2 or 3. Like this month, I think we have 3 left of this month's kit. So it's just weird to me to have more than that. Sitting in stock. And I think maybe that's why, because that oranges and yellows, everybody says they love oranges and yellows. Greens, Elizabeth. And then I do those colors and they just don't go. But sometimes the iPhone just doesn't. I have a better camera. That's like also another part of what I want to try to get better at this coming year, is like getting more professional with like the website pictures. Not that it's bad. It's not, I shouldn't get down on myself about it. But you know, I mean, I'm just a one girl wonder, other than my hubby helping me out, and he doesn't do any of that part. I don't expect him to, but yeah. I want to try to get a little bit more. Maybe since I have my niece helping me, she probably would like that actually, to use my Canon, my DSLR camera instead. And hopefully we can capture more of the colors better. Right, Elizabeth? Yeah, the rainbow floral green, you guys, I'm just going to say this. All of the rainbow florals, it doesn't matter what color, even if it isn't your favorite color. That's why, like the purple, I don't know if I have any purple in stock right now. But all of the rainbow florals, seriously, are gorgeous. Like, that whole series is one of my favorites. And I will say that one will come back because all of them have been ordered. So that series will be back next year. It goes so well with my dyed fabric also. So I want to try to keep the series that I feel go really well with my dyed fabric for people. But all of those rainbow florals are just, they're so well done. And the green one, I have a lot of inventory for the green one. If you want it, I have inventory, I think, in pretty much every base of the green one. Maybe not every base, but I know for sure the linen cotton canvas and basket weave. So specifically for bag making. Okay. We're in the last week of the month, aren't we? Right? Oh. Time is just flying, you guys. Okay, so we got all of those on. What time do we got? We're at 42. Can we finish it in 15 minutes? Can we put the interior in? Let's see here. With right sides together, put bag, exterior, and lining. Oh, so it's not a drop-in. All right. Yeah, because I didn't close the pocket. Alrighty. Sounds good to me, Jelly Bean. All right. With right sides together, put bag, exterior, inside lining. Alrighty. That's what we're gonna do, you guys. Alright, I'll turn it this way. So we're gonna figure this puppy out. Alright, where's the centers? There's a center. There's a center. Yeah, so just a lot going on. And I feel like there's no time. No time to do it all, right? Well, my centers and everything are matching up. That's good. So I did something right. That is also the one thing of not finishing a project, right, guys? Like, sometimes it's like you don't remember, did you do all of it correct, you know? So it looks like we're right, though. I picked out a few of the designs for the next pre-order. So if you weren't a part of the last pre-order that we just did, the holiday pre-order, I did something fun on the Mondays during the pre-order. Is I did a Maker's Gonna Make Monday, and basically that meant that there were specific designs that were only available on those Mondays during the pre-order. And then I also had with them t-shirts that I would dye in a specific colorway. And so I did pick out a few of the designs for the Maker's Gonna Make, which I'm really excited about. They're really pretty, and I'm excited. I feel like after dyeing those sets of Halloween-y ones, I feel like I'm excited to do some other small batches of apparel. I don't ever want to be only dyed like t-shirts and stuff, because I mean, the fabric is a lot. I guess whatever you're used to doing is what you feel like you can handle. All right, now we're going to sew this at a 3/8, right? Yep. I'm gonna put my guide up so I have it. Again, this is a fairly decent size tote bag, you guys. Okay. And you're probably not gonna see much because this bag is pretty big. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. If I don't get the strap done, at least you guys will see most of the finished product, and then I'll post pictures of it. I'll try to finish it tonight once we come back from my son going back to school. The one thing about having a guide is I have these strap things, so I need to just eyeball it. I didn't interface this with any foam or anything, but I think if I did it again, I probably would. I probably would interface it with foam. We are going to have an exclusive print series release on Halloween. That will be our exclusive prints. So that's kind of exciting. I feel like there is a lot that I want to share with you guys, but it's just not time yet to share it. Okay. Now turn this puppy right side out. This is, I think it's going to be a bugger. I think it's going to be, I don't know, it's pretty big zipper pocket, so. Shove that back in there for now. And now we have to turn this and top stitch this. Oh, this is going to be cute once the strap is on. I'm so glad that I did this today, that we're finishing a project, because I really did like this pattern. And now that I see it like pieced together, I feel like the work it took to do, I think I just needed the break. Do you know what I mean? After doing all of these, like the piecing together, I feel like I just needed a break from it. Maybe not as long of a break as what I took, but I needed a break from it. Because it is really a cute bag. So tips for the Laura, make sure you order the O-rings. Enough of those. Patricia, are you planning on having Emerald City fabric in again or anytime soon? So I figured Emerald City would be a big deal now. I hit that trend before it was a trend, because I was so excited about Wicked. So here's the deal. It will be available. I do have some of the prints in stock. The specific Emerald City print I do not have in stock, but it will be available again on the last chance pre-order. And I think what we're going to do is for the new year, like I said, any prints that have been ordered, I do plan on bringing those back for next year. But if there are any other prints in that series that you want, that we have available, I suggest you get them now. Only because if they're not prints that are ordered, I won't be adding them again next year. So we will have the tags. We'll continue to have the tags. The what is it? The one with the yellow brick road. We will continue to have that one. I don't know if we'll continue with the Dorothy trio, but we will continue with that one and also the hot air balloon one. So the Emerald City was the most popular one. I know. I love the Wicked is still relevant too. The Emerald City print was the most popular one, and then after that was the Wicked Hourglass. So I would say, and the bubbles. Those were the three that were popular. So I'm going to say there's a potential that those three will be back for sure. The rest, I don't know if I'll be bringing the rest back. I wish I could carry everything in retail all the time. We're just not at that size. Not yet. All right, we're gonna top stitch this now. And then I think that'll be all she wrote for today, maybe. I don't think I can get this. Well, maybe. Let's see. Let's see where we're at when we're done here. I love the Emerald City one too. I wish I could have made something for myself. Actually, I did make something. I'll go get my bag and show you. I made a Mr. Heckles. Enlarged Mr. Heckles. I'll go get it then and show you guys. I didn't use the Emerald City fabric. I used Wicked Hourglass and I used the bubbles. I thought for sure that the slippers, the ruby slipper print would be a popular one. And maybe I'll see more people make things with it. Now that Wicked is coming out, maybe they'll pull out their stash that they bought from me. But I also didn't see a ton of people make things with it, which made me think, well, maybe it isn't something people want. And I have a feeling that once Wicked comes out, we're going to see more of the small shops come out with, like, which I really try to stay away from, more of like the very character-esque prints. Not because I don't like them. I like a good character print as much as the next person, but I feel like I really want to stick to the more inspired designs. But thank you for sharing that, Patricia, because I really do want to hear from you guys the things that you like or the things that you're hoping to still get your hands on, because it does help. I love, if you have not read the book Wicked, it really is. I want to read the whole series. I just haven't. But Wicked, the book, is really good. Okay. Let me tie this off here. I don't even hear my son. So you know what, you guys? I bet you I have enough time to finish this. He's not even stirring. He must have been up last night. He got on, they have a esports team at his college, which he did in high school. But they have a Switch esports team. Excuse me. And so he's on the Splatoon team. And he's met a bunch of kids, which that was really why I was happy that he did it. But Splatoon is like this, I don't know, it's different. It's a different type of game, but and he played it a lot more when he was younger. Yeah, see how this is gonna be? Oh, here, I'll kind of give you guys an idea of what this is gonna kind of be like when it's done. All right, so here's like the silhouette of this bag when it's done. Isn't that cool? Because the straps kind of go like this through these 4 on each side, and then it clips in the center. I kind of really love it now that it's together. All right, let's just do the strap. I don't hear my kid, and he'll be fine with it. All right, so what I have to do here, I think. Let me look at this. So I probably have to put because this was originally done with cork, and I'm doing it with vinyl. Like, the pattern is meant to be done with cork. So you just got the Wizard of Oz pulls and was looking for fabric, but I do love the Golden Path too. It's like Southwestern style painting. Yeah, the golden girl. So let's just talk about that design. That I thought that sunflower design, that everybody would be like, that was the one out of that entire series I was like, yep, this is going to be the one that everybody loves. I do have a fair amount of yardage of that in brush cotton, which is thick enough for bag making, which I used on my bag. I'll show it. I didn't use that print, but I thought that print would be the one everybody. Again, it just goes to show I don't have enough of time to sew all these things and show you guys. And I do have strikers, but it's just, you know, it just not enough of time. That is a gorgeous print. I completely agree. It was one of my favorites from that series. I think that's something else, like if you guys are wondering like kind of what my focus is style-wise with fabric, is I really want to bring more artist inspiration. Like, don't get me wrong, I think hand-drawn stuff is great. I'm all about hand-drawn and supporting artists, so you'll still see that stuff with me. But one of the things that I feel, just because of my art background and like it's in my DNA, is like creating designs that are inspired by an artist feel, right? So like you're gonna see this series that I'm releasing on for Halloween has a German Impressionist feel to it. And I'm sure if you look it up, you can maybe guess what that series is going to be. I also have a series that I've been designing that has like a very Georgia O'Keeffe feel to it. So yeah. I do really like that Golden Path one though. And I feel like you could use it if you have to buy a yard of it, because I think that's what the brush cotton is, it's yard cuts. You could use it for a lot of different things. Like if it'd be beautiful in a fall bag. Okay. We're getting there, you guys. I guess I didn't need to use all of this because some of it is going to get cut off. All right. Let me move my instructions. Move this over there. And now, yeah, I probably don't need that. I'll save you for later. Okay, so now I have to think about this. It has to be small enough to get through. All right, we'll do it like this. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm glad you guys think I'm cool because I don't know if I would think I was cool. Oh. It's going to be interesting because I think you have to sew this with the bag. Like you're sewing it while you're, like the bag, it's on the bag. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to give it a whirl. Actually, I have a giveaway to do with Wicked. Because I made that Mr. Heckles. I was going to do a giveaway with the Mr. Heckles and a copy of the first book, which is very difficult to get a hold of. An actual print copy of Wicked. I mean, one of the original release copies of Wicked. They probably will re-release it with a new cover and everything with the movie, if they haven't already. I don't know, I didn't see. Where did you get your Wizard of Oz pulls, Patricia? Because I know Dream Big has actual Wicked pulls. Because they're really into shows. The Dream Big girls. They have a bunch of pulls for Broadway shows. Okay, so we're going to still fold that in one more time before we sew it, but maybe I can leave it through now. I think the reason I picked this is because this handle is so different than any handle that I had done before too. know, we might have, oh, maybe it was bought during the Sewist Day sale. Because we did just have some of the, I just had an order of somebody order some of the Wicked stuff, and I'm trying to think. I like feel like there was still an Emerald City print. I don't know. Go double check the website, because there might be. Okay. Now we're gonna connect this. Right? Oh, no, not right. Other direction. I'd clip off my, there we go, this way. This is the way. Okay. Ugh. Didn't pull my threads. Okay, Nana Eyes. In thread the needle. There it is. Okay. We're gonna finish this bag, okay? And then I'm gonna be done for the day. I feel like I can't not finish now because we're so close. Oh! You guys know what that was? That was my bobbin. Breaking my, yep. Breaking my posse pin. Just when I say I'm gonna finish something. Isn't that the way it goes? It's a pretty quick fix though. That was because I didn't pull the bobbin thread out. Which means we have to clean up our mess here. I mean, I'm glad it does that because I'd rather that than it being a big jammed up mess and ruining my motor. But, you know, it happens at just the precise right times, always. Okay. I have to, yeah, there's a thread caught. This is the one thing about my Sailrite, I'll tell you guys, that from day one, this is the thing my Sailrite does. And I feel like everybody who has a Sailrite, at least a fabricator, it does something. There is something that it just doesn't like, which I'm guessing probably is similar to a Juki. Like, I don't know. I feel like all industrial machines probably have something, but this is mine. Where a thread, mine just for some reason the thread gets jammed in there and then that's it. What was gonna take 5 minutes is now gonna take 15. Story of my life. And I can't, it doesn't have I don't have a good grip on it right now, the way it stopped. Sometimes it'll do it pretty quick that I can get a hold of it. And I did oil it beforehand. Usually if I oil things beforehand, it doesn't do it. There we go. There we go, sister. Okay. Oh, and I found there's a clip in my oil. Okay. Let's get back at it. Okay. Does anybody else have something that their machine does that just every time it's, well, it's not every time. It doesn't do that every time. It's just when it wants to be pesky. You know, you gotta put your bobbin in, Jenna. Because it's not gonna do anything if there's no bobbin in there. And do I have I think I have enough to do this. I do have another bobbin made. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Now we're going to top stitch this on either side. I do love my fabricator though. I mean, again, I've never sewn on a Juki. So I don't have much to compare. But I have seen this machine do things that I think the equivalent, I don't think the equivalent of a Juki could do. I think the Thor can can do the equivalent of this, and that's where the Thor wins, because you can take the table off. Which I feel if I would have known those were available, I might have thought about that. Because we bought this specifically to repair our tents. But it's also nice. Their customer service is so good. I don't have like a Sunny sewing machines near me or anything like that. All right, so now we're gonna just fold this baby together, and we're gonna clip where we need to start sewing this all the way around. I feel like I'm twisted. Oh gosh. Let's hope it's not twisted in the end. If it is, we're in trouble. Okay. This is this way, this way, this way. Yeah, I think my strap is twisted. Is it? Well, keep that in mind, everybody, if you do this bag. I don't know if I am or not. Yeah, I think it is. Do I care or do I not care? I feel like I care. This was the tester bag, Jenna. Don't care. Just do it. Yeah, Apollo, I think he was downstairs talking to somebody. I think my son is awake. All right, we're just gonna sew it. We're just gonna sew it. But if you do this bag for yourself, pay attention when you're piecing this strap together, because I think the way that I'm doing it is what made it easy to be. Oh, maybe it's. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. We'll see. I feel like this bag has such a fun retro vibe to it. Oh, I don't think I am, you guys. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think it just felt that way because it's so bulky. It might have been my father-in-law talking to him too, because sometimes he tells my father-in-law off. Because Apollo knows how to work it. For treats. Oh, come on. There we go. Or DJ has the door closed down there and he's crying to come up here with me and I didn't hear it. Tori. All right, let's see. Now that we have maybe I'm twisted. I don't know. I'm going to turn you guys around. See it together. I was trying to get this. I think it's... No, maybe it isn't twisted. It just needs to be the right direction. Is it? I think I do have a twist in there, but I don't really think it matters. It's still really cute. That is a really cute bag. I like it. What do you guys think? Don't know if I would do another one. I'll be very honest. It was intense. But maybe I would if I had a lot of time on my hands. Because this definitely took time to piece together. But I always love their style of bags. And I feel like this is very, to be very honest with you guys, this is very on trend, the patchwork. And it has, like I said, it has a lot of pockets. So it has this pocket. It has a pocket on this side, back here. It has your internal slip pocket. It has your zipper pocket. So it really is, it's a cool bag. I will say that. There we have it. We finished my unfinished projects, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me while I got it done. If you're wondering what's happening with us, we are, like I said, getting ready for Sewcation and Salty Sews. So definitely go out and check their websites if you are in the Orlando area. I do think tickets are still available. We'll be vending at Sew Bestie Sewcation Orlando, and I'll be teaching at both Salty Sews and Sewcation Orlando. It's going to be a little wild, but we are very excited about it. We do have some new releases coming out on the website. On October 1st, we always release our monthly dynamic fabric kit. We don't release cats, we release kits. The monthly dynamic fabric kit, this was the one for July. It has 2 half yards of dyed fabric, 2 fat quarters, usually tags, and some other additional fun things that you can use to create all sorts of projects. So our October dynamic fabric kit will release on October 1st. This October's kit is a collaboration between me and Jade at the Heartwood and Hide. Jade actually designed the prints that will be in that month's kit. And then our retail dyed fabric also always releases on the 1st of the month. So we do have a retail dyed fabric releasing on the 1st. And then we do plan on having some other fun releases in the month of October as well. So if you are not already on our email list, make sure that you go over to our website. You'll see a little picture of my dog Apollo boop on his snoot. That will allow you to join the email list, and you also receive, by joining that email list, a coupon code, where you can then go and get a free sample pack of our fabrics, and that allows you to use that to, you know, feel and touch and decide what base fabric is the best for the project you're working on. And also, when we have our pre-orders, which our next pre-order is November 14th, it allows you to know exactly which base is best for you. So definitely go over and join that email list so you're in the know about all the things. And thank you everyone who just had a fun, relaxing, hopefully, other than my little bit of stress and tension that went on there. I hope you had a really relaxing morning with me, and join me again next Sunday for our Sunday Sew Lives. Have a beautiful day.